Listening in improv is such a, you know what? Listening in life is such a fundamental staple that we sort of gloss over. You know, we're sort of trained our entire lives that, you know, if we take the third and the fifth word of a sentence, then we pretty much have the entire reality of that sentence. And in life, sometimes that works, right? You can kind of, you know, piece together what's going on. In improv, that doesn't work because the audience hears everything. They don't miss the fact that when I walked on stage, I said I was from Petaluma, California, or you know, Muncie. They hear all that. So that's all part of their reality. That goes back to the offer. That's all part of what's been said, what's on the table. And if you ignore that reality, if you walk through it, if you say, well, you know, I just came in from Columbus, Ohio, then the audience is going to go, wait a second. The reality that you started building here no longer holds water. I thought you were from Poughkeepsie, or I thought you were from Muncie, right? Well, you know, no, you can't basically ruin the fact that other people are in the scene with you, and that there's a reality that you're building together. And if you ignore what's being said, or you ignore what's happening because you're in your own head and you are planning the scene out, then you're missing the offers that are being laid out on the table for you.
Listening is the biggest key. I always say the most important thing that ever happens is what your partner just said. We don't want to be thinking ahead or how clever a scene we can make up in our minds. We have to listen very, very intently to what our partner's saying, because it's not only what they're saying, it's how they're saying it. Let's say, let's have a surprise party. Well, you've listened to that offer and you're listening to all the things that are implied in that offer. Sounds like somebody's at their last wit's end. They don't particularly like the idea. Let's have a surprise party. Oh, it's better than nothing. That's right. So you want to hear everything that's implicit in that offer, and the only way to do that is to listen with your whole body and not be thinking ahead. Because if you act like the person said it differently than they actually said it, let's say you reply like they were excited about the idea, then you didn't really capture the essence of the offer. So we're listening to everything about the offer, how it's said, what's the relationship implied in the offer, what's the age of the person giving the offer, the sex of the person giving the offer. Everything that's implied within that offer has to be gleaned from a few words. And if you contradict any of the reality established by that offer, then you really haven't been listening. So that's the main reason we have to listen so intently, is because there's usually 5 or 6 elements to any statement that we can glean from it. Relationship, age, sex, where all these things are implied within a simple offer. Positivity is great. When we first started, the mantra was happy, healthy, glad to be here. Happy, healthy, glad to be here. And it works great. It's a very different experience when 2 people are on stage together and they're having breakfast and, you know, they like each other. They saying nice things to each other. One of the big misconceptions I think about improv is that we think there has to be conflict. No, I don't, and that's where that negativity comes from, is trying to create conflict. These eggs are soft and they're runny, mean to each other, where I don't think people really want to see that. It's a lot of times in a class you'll say, well, that might have been a fun scene for an acting class, but for our kind of improv, it just usually works better for people to be positive, to like each other, to at least not be negative. Don't find reasons to be negative. I think that's a better way of putting it probably than being positive. Just don't go out of your way to find negative things to say about your partner.
I got the fishing poles for tomorrow's trip.
Oh, great. I guess I'll take them. All I brought for the fish trip is these gummy worms.
Those will work perfect. Fish love sugar.
Oh, really? We're getting them fat fish.
Oh, yeah, you know we are.
All right. I love living in Kentucky.
Woo!